And I think I heard you on, was it Star Signal?
Okay.
And I was like, oh, he plays Hearthstone. Well, let's do that.
Yeah, I did work at Blizzard before I came here,
Oh, yeah?
so I was involved with the WoW TCG very early on through well, actually who eventually became one of the lead designers, Ben Brode. And he, at the time, he was in QA at Blizzard, and we used to have a weekly Magic the Gathering night on Wednesday nights, and it was always filled, and the entire break room was just packed full of people just doing drafting games, and it was a lot of fun. It was kind of our way of kind of geeking out on other stuff, and one day, Ben came over to us, asked us if we were interested in kind of doing some play testing on a new project, which eventually became the WoW TCG. By this point, he had moved over as a producer on the creative development team. And when they went to start working on Hearthstone, he moved over to that team since he's probably one of the company's best Magic players. I mean, the guy just wins tournament after tournament. So, being involved with Hearthstone and the WoW TCG was some kind of just a fun project to be a part of.
Nice.
But I was largely on Diablo 3 most of my tenure at Blizzard.
Cool. I played Magic, but I never got the cards, or I never owned it myself.
I got involved with it pretty early on, and what deck do I want to use? I'm going to use probably one of my fun ones that's kind of... I lose more often than I win with this one, but it's a fun one. Got involved in Magic really, really early on, like around 93, 94. I spent so much money on different decks because my karate school that I taught at was right next to a hobby store, so a lot of my students would bring just cards to play with in between classes. Then I just stopped playing for a few years, and fast forward, a coworker of my mom's, which sounded weird, that he played Magic and wanted to buy all my cards off of me for like a few $100. And I always wondered why he just laughed as he did it.
Yeah.
And I found out my ex-girlfriend's roommate, he would do the pro tours all the time, and he told me I basically sold about $10,000 worth of cards. So kind of got back into it for a little while, for a few years, and then just kind of stopped. And
I wasn't $10,000, but I sold a baseball card to some guys or traded for like nothing, and it was worth like $20. That's a similar situation, but not as much. So I guess
I've always been involved in collectibles. I've got an uncle who used to work at Marvel Comics, and so being involved with like G.I. Joe comic books, it's always been kind of part of my family's activity of things to do, I guess. Oh jeez, I really hate that card. Well, shoot. Okay, I didn't want to do this too early, but
Get in there and fight, maggot.
yeah, definitely gaming from a very young age. So,
how old are you?
31. So
Ah,
one of the earliest pictures of me is me on my dad's lap at the Atari.
nice. Well, what's your earliest gaming memory? Like what video game?
Video game. For the Atari, we had, like Salmon Run and whatnot. There's some of the text adventures, but when we got a PC, the first games my dad brought was
Your magic shall not save
it was 5 LucasArts adventure games,
Okay.
Island included.
Yep.
This is definitely one of my favorite sets of games. And then Carmen San Diego.
Okay.
And Wing Commander was one of the first ones too. So.
Wing Commander, it's kind of ironic that I ended up at Cloud Imperium because by the time Wing Commander came out, I was about a sophomore or junior in high school. So it was about 91, 92. And that game and Ultima 6 were the reason why I had to buy an ad-lib sound card for my computer system. So it was kind of like my first foray into hardcore PC gaming. And it was such a pivotal game for, I guess, my gaming hobbying that it was something that's always stayed with me. It's still one of my favorite games of all time, just because it had such an engaging storyline. It was just utterly epic.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever finished it as a kid, but
Okay.
I got the whole series from Good Old Games.
Right.
Sometime after I backed Star Citizen, and I beat the first one. And then I'm still in the secret missions, and then I met Chris at the Next Great Starship, and he was saying, "Oh, we gimp the bad guys, so it makes you feel powerful." I was like, "Well, then why do they keep beating me?"
Got a top 3 favorite games of all time for you?
Deus Ex: Human Revolution.
Ooh, nice.
Definitely
nice.
the first one is up there too.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's kind of the whole series, so I can save space and have room for 2. Let's see here. I'll go for this. The extra card.
I smell blood.
Deal 2 damage. Let's see. What else? Recently, I don't know, I really enjoy Hearthstone. I don't necessarily play it all the time, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a
I
good one.
wield the power.
And
Reporting for duty.
So you got Deus Ex, Hearthstone, and what else?
the Monkey Island games. Those are just very classic.
That's one that I haven't played.
I haven't played all the new ones.
Join or die.
Face the future. First kill.
They're very hilarious. And
What's the story about on those?
the first one is Elaine Marley. The governor gets kidnapped by LeChuck, the ghost pirate, and you just have to go rescue her. And you solve puzzles with rubber chickens with pulleys in the middle. You have to learn pirate insults to defeat the swordmaster,
Nice.
and it's always just all the games of. Even when they change format from a side, you used to be click on the use,
Reporting for duty.
like pull door. You just had the verbs or the nouns.
Was it a type command game or was it point and click?
It was
or?
point and click, but you just had this.
Huh.
The whole bottom of the screen was a bunch of words like, pick this or talk to so and so. And then eventually they've got simpler now. Where
Okay.
you only have like a couple, 2 or 3 things, but the humor is still there.
Yeah, my brother was a big fan of that. He was, although he's largely heavily involved in the console industry. He was at Sega for about 10 years, and now he's at Sony. So I've always been kind of the PC game one, but I believe that was one of his all-time favorites. Like he's always loved the massively story-driven games. I do too, but I've always loved the much more, I guess, epic storyline types, I guess.
Yeah. Have you played the Deus Ex games?
No, I actually have not. That's an unfortunate one that I've never played before.
Yeah, it really was the first game I could think of where you could choose. You could just blow everything up, or you could sneak. And it really the story was depending on how you went into a different area would change.
Mm-hmm. King's Quest is probably one of my earliest favorite story-driven games, especially when it used to be a type command system, because it really made you think about the puzzles rather than just point and click. I mean, there are different, I guess, point ranges you can get for completing certain objectives. If, you can kick down a door versus pick the lock kind of thing, and picking the lock would, grant you more points than smashing down the door. So you had to really, really think about what you typed. Oh joy!
Except that taunt really got me though. Yeah, I remember the Hitchhiker's Guide text adventure, and I typed something wrong, like get screwdriver instead of driver, and several turns later, this thing pops up and it's talking about this peace talks and some, these two alien races, and suddenly a freak wormhole opens up and the phrase "get screwdriver" comes through, and it's a horrible insult to everybody, and they just both races wipe each other out. Way to go. I was so freaked out. I was like, I reloaded the game, and then it happened again later. I was like, oh wait, this is just a joke, isn't it?
Did you ever play Wasteland?
Tiny bit. I have the second one.
So, if I remember correctly, the first one had kind of like a luck-based. I guess one of the attributes was luck, and my brother had, I guess, set his luck really high, and had one of the most impossible endings where the minute he walked out of, I guess, the starting area, he found his father and won the game.
That's interesting. On the Fallout New Vegas, I picked I think Weird Wasteland or something.
Okay.
Where you find random stuff, and pretty soon, outside the first place, I found a refrigerator with a skeleton wearing a fedora in it.
Nice. Nice. Okay, so my Paladin deck worked a lot better than it usually does. That was rather odd. I've never actually had it work that well before.
I'll use something else just in case.
Yeah, I'm gonna use let's use my mage deck.
So if you like vast story games, have you finished Skyrim yet?
So I actually liked Oblivion more than Skyrim. I played a little bit of Skyrim. Something about Oblivion really was just super enjoyable for me. Maybe it was the atmosphere. Maybe it was the sound. The soundtrack is probably one of my favorites. I mean, Jeremy Soule is probably one of my favorite video game music composers of all time. The guy is just incredible. But yeah, the Oblivion soundtrack to me was just. I love that soundtrack. And I think the setting of the game itself is what really sold me on it.
I kind of had the opposite experience. I couldn't get into it. It seemed so slow, but someone said the same thing with Morrowind, is basically you're playing it wrong. So,
my first Elder Scrolls experience with Daggerfall. Didn't play Morrowind, but jumped into Oblivion and played a little bit of Skyrim, and that was about it.
First kill.
Job's done.
I played a bunch of Skyrim, but I had tons of graphical mods.
Okay.
And I tried to adjust them because something looked weird, and I screwed it up. And I've since redone my computer, and it's like gonna be 2 hours of modding until I can actually play it. So I haven't gotten back into it yet.
I I love those open sandbox type games, but they just require such a time commitment. Oh, geez, thanks.
Yeah.
And just because of, I'm in front of a computer, 8 to 10 hours a day, it's really difficult for me to want to sit in front of a computer game and just play even more. So usually by the time I get home, the only thing I pretty much turn my computer on for is just maybe some Netflix, maybe listening to some music, just painting some minis, or cooking dinner for the girlfriend.
Nice.
So I try to kind of unplug as much as I possible when I get home, which is severely limited my gaming exercise outside of work, which is unfortunate. God damn it.
That one comes in handy.
Was that one of the Grand Tournament cards? Yeah.
Oh, maybe. I don't have that many of them, so.
I think I've got like one or two packs. Wow, this is usually my good deck, and it's doing horribly.
I'm about halfway through Deus Ex Human Revolution. I got the director's cut, so I beat the original, and then I found out you can go without killing anybody except bosses.
Interesting.
They don't count, but I didn't know that the first time, so I'm going through again, and I'm halfway through the DLC, which they merged, but I'm going with no kills. At least that's the plan.
I would really like to play Last of Us. Have you played that at all?
I don't have a PlayStation, so.
My brother, like I said, he works at Sony, so I actually haven't paid for a console in probably since the Dreamcast. And I'm fortunate to have a brother who works in the console industry. He just keeps on giving me them for Christmas presents. And he got me a copy. I've got a drawer full of console games that are just untouched, still shrink wrapped. And it's like I said, it's rather unfortunate because I would like to play them at some point. I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
And Last of Us is definitely at the top of that list, along with Destiny and a few others. I keep wanting to sit down and play them, but I know that my problem is once I sit down to play them, I know I'm going to get sucked into it. Well, that sucked.
What you can do, and what I probably end up doing, is just watching it on YouTube or something.
That too.
And you can at least get the story.
Yeah, because watching The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead is kind of a weekly activity with the girlfriend and I, and she kind of wanted to see if there are any video games like that. So I showed her some of the cinematic sequences of Last of Us. The unfortunate part, she hates just watching people playing video games. So while some of the cinematics are cool, dude, what the hell? Ugh. This thing is not working out as planned. I hated having to use that so early. Crap. Fireball, the great equalizer.
Yeah.
I've also got the new King's Quest Chapter 1 or Episode 1 on Steam. I've been hearing mixed reviews, and I'd really like to play it. So I've got that on there, and I've got the Walking Dead.
I hope you like my invention.
I guess the Walking Dead PC game on there as well. Yeah, I've got a whole library of Steam games too that I'd really like to jump through at some point.
Yeah, I've played the first chapter of The Walking Dead.
How is it?
It's good. Let's see here. You make a lot of choices, and they don't necessarily change the whole story, but it definitely changes kind of how it goes. Like, this person might live versus that, but I think it's an excellent story.
I hope you like my invention.
What's the story about anyway? I mean, apart from, you know, zombies.
Basically, you play as a guy and comes across a little girl, and you're basically trying to keep her around the whole story. Yikes.
I hope you like my invention.
Oh, cool. That does trigger that. Sweet.
No. Icky. Well. Come back and bite me or not.
I'm reading the chat channel. Might have to bite the pillow on this one. Great. Maybe not.
Oh.
That one was for fire spikes.
Yeah, I lost card advantage there.
Yeah, the Chromagus card's a really good one once it gets out. I'll do this. I haven't played this priest deck in a really long time.
Bite the pillow.
Yeah.
Gul'dan versus Anduin.
Good versus
The
evil.
light shall bring victory.
Your soul
Oh yeah, huh?
be mine.
No. Don't really want to start with 4 spells, so I'll just throw those all away.
And the card that I tossed out, I got the same one back. Great.
Is someone injured? Do I have to?
Eesh.
I need to get the chat on my main screen, otherwise sometimes I forget to look at it.
Play with fire?
Yikes.
Not one of the better cards to have out right now, but
Can't do much else. No. I hope you get that one. And let's see here.
I don't even remember what I have in this deck. Yeah, what the heck, why not? Never mind.
He's sneaky.
I smell blood.
Ooh, perfect. Why, thank you.
Well, it's not like I had a choice. Let's see here. Could do that.
So did you watch CitizenCon stream?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think?
I was definitely impressed with the cast and the whatchamacallit,
So many possibilities.
Bishop and all that speech.
It's definitely one of the secrets that we've been biting our lips over for a while now.
Yeah.
And it's one that we've been very, very obviously for obvious reasons very much looking forward to.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're definitely glad we can bring it out, or at least, you know, kind of let people see what we've been working on.
Hey man, that's mine. Let's see here.
Damn it. Oh, now that card that I need finally shows up. Ugh.
I will say I was rooting to have a Ron Perlman, but maybe for the second Squadron 43 or whatever.
Ooh, Ron Perlman. That's an interesting one to throw in the mix. Gillian Anderson was probably my favorite out of all of them, just being a diehard X-Files fan. And when I saw that her on as the cast list, I probably shed a tear out of joy for that one. I mean, I'm a big fan of Mark Hamill, big fan of Gary Oldman and everybody else. But for me, it was Scully. That one took the cake for me.
Is I don't know if you can answer this, but is Andy Serkis the Vandal?
To be honest, I actually don't know.
It was the obvious guess, I guess.
Is someone injured?
I didn't see the whole interview yet, but the interview with Admiral or Gary Oldman and Admiral Bishop, or you couldn't say Admiral Bishop. That was pretty funny.
I could have done that differently. Damn it.
Your magic shall not save you.
That's not cool.
I smell blood.
Job's done.
Of course, I just want to play it now, but
You and me both. Oops. Damn it. I didn't mean to put that one out. God damn it. Crap. Oh well. I can't silence anybody else, so oh well. Wow, that was just a horrible series of plays. Ugh.
So many possibilities.
I am not a morning person.
What would you say your most looked forward to aspect of the game is?
well, I definitely like the trading But and the whole guard is all search and rescue, so that'll be something we're hoping to do. I just want to fly around and with my 315p and actually use my tractor beam. And there's just so much to do.
Let me change.
It's definitely been. Hey, that was mine. When I played Privateer 2, I just remember you could, you know, shoot a pirate and get paid for it, whereas the old one you couldn't. And just playing the game, I just wanted a game where you could fly around and do whatever. And there's been games that have come close, but not in the way this Star Citizen's supposed to be. So we'll let's see. This sounds fun. Ha! I'll take that back, please. Okay, now I gotta figure out what I'm doing. Didn't say it had to be my demon.
Fair enough. And this is why I don't play a priest deck.
Alright.
God damn it.
I also want to see if I can run a trading empire without leaving a planet.
Interesting.
Just hire, you know, buying something, say, okay, go sell it there, and then hiring somebody to go, you know, maybe buy something in some other place and pick it up, that kind of thing. Mostly just to see if you can. Okay. I don't think I want to leave that thing lying around.
It only has 4 attack.
Yeah. It's all the extra cards.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, nuts. +4 for some reason.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
How about you? What's your most looked forward to aspect?
That is a really good question. Largely, I want to see how the exploration is going to be fleshed out. Like any large game, exploration is always a huge aspect of that kind of large-scale game. So, seeing how that's going to come out is going to be interesting. I think our guys will do it justice. I really can't do anything right now. Ugh.
Yeah, because what it sounds like is you might find an asteroid field and then sell that info or go mine it. And
what I really like to see though is how the mundane day-to-day jobs are going to function, such as, you know, escorting, you know, a Genesis liner into another star system or stuff like that. Just seeing how those day-to-day things are going to operate in a live universe. and kind of seeing this process at work is kind of cool. Just seeing what our teams come up with.
Yeah, I don't remember what system, but there's some place you're not supposed to mine. It's not. It's technically illegal, but they don't enforce it because there's arc charges.
Okay.
And I'm not entirely sure what those are, but they sound bad. But I wrote a segment for our podcast based on the Moonshiner show. It's like arc charge miners.
Okay.
So I think that would be fun to actually do in game.
So somebody in the chat said, "Will there be moisture farming?"
Moisture farming.
The funny thing about that, not necessarily about moisture farming, it's unfortunately thinking about space colonization is something that a discussion that happens a lot in this office for obvious reasons. And what would the early days of space pioneering be like? Such like the early frontier, kind of very Firefly-esque, that kind of stuff. And one of the things that I've thought about is that anybody who can successfully transport water to different planets is going to be probably one of the first large outer space dynasties. Ah, you're kicking my rear here.
Yeah, this one's pretty close.
Not a whole lot else I can do. But as far as moisture farming, I mean, I don't know. Should we have like a bungalow with 2 burnt out corpses for Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen?
I think better not.
Why am I getting healing cards?
Have you seen that Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru
Action figure? Yes! That is macabre and dark and just, it's awesome.
Ran out of cards. That's no good. I guess I don't want to spend 2 points to take more damage. Oh boy.
So I guess the goal is to see if I can wait it out. I think one of my more commonly mentioned personal goals in the game is... So I used to... I used to DJ in the underground rave scene back in the mid to late 90s. And largely because I enjoyed the music. So what I would love to see eventually is I'd love to take a Genesis, or sorry, an 890 jump, completely gut the interior out, and just turn it into a traveling nightclub that just goes from planetary system to planetary system on this semi-regular tour where, a DJ booth on an anti-grav table just kind of floats around, streaming music or something. Just a place for people to just come out, hang out, have fun, listen to music, whatever they want.
I think you got me. Yeah, it'd be cool if you could, 5, 6, 7. That was stupid. Oh well. That probably just cost me the game.
Embrace the void.
Yeah. I had 2 shadow bolts. I could have just killed the Yeti.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that one was painfully slow.
DJ Darian.
My DJ name back in the day was Over D. Kind of short for overdose. Yeah, I know it's cheesy, but what DJ names aren't cheesy? And God, I remember there's a large rave / massive club production company called Insomniac Events, and they host some like the large events out here in California and Nevada, like Electric Daisy Carnival, Nocturnal Wonderland. These are some of the big name ones that have been around for decades. Back then, they were just a small DJ group, and I just remember always going out in like the middle of the Mojave Salt Flats, which is a small Honda generator, maybe 200-300 people under the full moon, just dancing the night away. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a countercultural movement without a cause. It was just people having fun. And given that I was a pre-med major at the time, it was unfortunate that I got to see a lot of the illicit side of it, and then part of that I didn't really enjoy about that scene was just seeing people waste their lives away, and it was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Job's done.
Wonder if you'll be able to actually put on a show on a Starliner and have your avatars you can sing yourself, and then maybe people can give you tips or something. Obviously, the NPCs probably wouldn't know the difference, but
that would be a long-term goal. Just be able, just put on live performances or just something. Wrong ship. The P in Idris stands for party. Idris is huge. See, I don't want it to be that huge. I want it to be small and exclusive. And I'm trying not to watch the video stream because I just realized I can see your deck, and that's unfortunate. So I'm going to minimize it.
Yeah, you can...
Sorry, I didn't know I could see your deck.
I'm not that worried
I wasn't even paying attention to that. Damn.
I thought about it, and I was like...
Then I can't see the chat, so you'll have to keep me updated on the chat.
Yeah, or you can just put something over the video part.
Yeah, I'll put something over the video. I'll put another browser in the way.
Here we go.
If you click the end turn right when the rope comes out,
yep,
you get part of the rope sticks on the screen.
This is a deck that I largely use to I don't say compete. I don't get very far in the rankings, but it's one of the ones if I don't pace myself, I end up burning through so many low-cost cards so quickly that I end up pretty much just cardless, and that's going to suck.
Here we go.
Ow.
Give that minion a turn to get ready.
Dang it. Has chargeable weapon equipped, I just...
Yep.
Pretty
Sorry.
sure I didn't learn that the first time, because I know I've done it before.
Yeah, I did that wrong too.
Maybe an Anarchy Online. Nice. Yeah, I can imagine if you can just pump your sound out.
Well, I mean, back then there wasn't as many, I guess, licensing issues, or at least it wasn't as big of a deal. Now, if you do any kind of streaming, I'm wondering what kind of licensing is required, especially if you're doing it in a paid-for product.
Yeah.
So it's stuff that I'd have to look into before I could even begin remotely even thinking about something like that. God. All right. What I'm gonna do here.
Best seats ever.
Not what I wanted, but all right.
If you're playing your own music, then that would work.
Oh,
But
I can't write music worth a damn.
but in general, like
If I can get some like license-free stuff, I don't know. I mean, again, it's an idea that still needs to. I mean, it still needs to be very much fleshed out. It's not even in the proposal stage. It's just, hey, it'd be fun if kind of thing. But let's get this game out the door first before
yeah.
I even start talking about stuff I'd like to do in game.
Job's done.
I'm not sure that was a good move or not, but
Can I do this? Yes.
Do I have to? Do I have to?
Licensing issues acts that awesome Danger Zone spoof video. Which one is that?
Job's done.
Do you need a blessing?
Plus 1 health for all.
okay. Let's see.
If you have a destroy minion card, I'm going to be very angry.
Let's do that again. Let's see. I'm doing a better choice. What was that?
See, we're right next to an alleyway near the parking lot, and we get all kinds of fun noises from homeless people singing in the alley drunkenly. Yeah, we get all kinds in this area.
Choose soon.
You are running out of time. Oh, jeez.
Job's done.
Of course, I didn't bother to attack with my weapon first, but
Well, that sucked. Yeah, that was perfect.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I got kind of top carded 2 really good damage cards. And the swordfish, yes, I am still at the office. I think if there's a video behind me, I can probably show. Yeah, there's. Oops, sorry. There we go. We got quite a few people still in the office. Let me see if this is.
Sure, there's somebody zooming in on that screen back there just to try to see what secrets there are.
It's actually a reflection of my screen on the glass door.
Oh, okay.
So unfortunately, it's not anybody else's screen but mine.
Nice. But if you don't want to keep it too long, so if you have to go, just let me know. But I'm up for another round or two.
Yeah, we'll do one more.
One more. All right. Let's see. I'll choose you. Of course, I haven't played this one for a while, so we'll...
This is a deck that I haven't played, I think, since I first played Hearthstone.
Oh, well, we won't have a bunch of new cards then. That's for sure.
Doomhammer. I must protect the wild.
Oh, Let me put the browser back over your screen. No, I don't want that browser image there. That would be work stuff. No,
Then
I get to
somebody
stare.
would zoom in. Yeah.
I get the Wikipedia of the movie Troll on my screen now.
Oh gosh, I haven't seen those, but I've heard about them.
What?
The first one was awesome.
The second one I hear is horribly, awesomely bad.
Yeah, it's one of the worst movies ever made.
Probably within the last year, saw the Super Mario movie for the first time.
Oh god, the live action one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Someone
I'm
said,
so
no, it's
sorry.
actually so bad it's good. Like, no, it's just bad. Just plain old bad. There's no...
So where are you located?
Oregon. Just
Oh, nice.
Just south of Portland.
Oh, I love that area so much.
Been up here much?
I've driven through it a couple times, and I think I go up to Mount Shasta quite a bit, just to go camping and driving around the volcano. And I know it's all right, like right on the border of southern Oregon. But I've been through a couple times on my way to Washington, and back when I was doing the motion capture for the Matrix Online MMO, the company that did it, Monolith, was up in Seattle. So rather than flying, I just kind of decided to drive up there the entire time. And then we went up there a few times, and it's absolutely gorgeous drive.
Yeah, I like it.
Are you a native?
I was born in New Mexico, but we moved here when I was 4, so pretty much.
Ah, okay.
It didn't rain enough this summer. It was too hot.
It's been a weird summer for us down here too in California. It's been hot and humid. Like we've had like summer rains where it's like 80 degrees out raining. The next day it'll be like torrential flash flood downpour, and then the next day after that it's like 90-degree heat. And I guess it's part of the El Nino cycle, and we haven't had one this intense since I guess 1997 or something like that. So I'm really hoping, because I go snowboarding a lot, and the last 6 years I've gone snowboarding up at Tahoe. It's been... Oh, it's actually 6 years ago when I went, we had really great epic snows. It was a white drive all the way up, just snow everywhere. Snow walls about 10 feet high on the side of the freeway. It looked like you were driving through a valley of snow the entire time. Since then, it's been nothing but brown and green grass all the way up. So I'm hoping, with minimal casualty to lives as possible with this El Nino season, I'm hoping it's going to be a great snowboarding season for us. Ow.
Despite being close, I've been up on Mount Hood a couple times in the snow, but never gone skiing or snowboarding. Maybe someday.
I started off as a skier. My roommate in college got me into, I was a skier in high school, but my roommate got me into snowboarding, and I haven't ridden a pair of toothpicks ever since. I'm a total knuckle dragger. I've broken more bones snowboarding than any other activity.
Well, I guess I've never broken any bones, so that's a plus. I've not ever skied or snowboard. I have gone wakeboarding.
Can I do anything else? Nope. Is anybody viewing got any questions?
Yeah. Ask away. Especially when he's thinking really hard.
Yeah, bring on the questions. Oh, if I get the gear, I can pop the chat out. Ooh, that's a great... Thank you for that suggestion. Cool, then I can keep this browser minimized and just leave the chat. Just waiting for the chat to populate.
Well, that was unhelpful. Let's do that.
I am freed from the curse.
Job done.
What is your favorite color?
I'm not seeing that in the chat. I got a blank welcome to the chat room message.
Might have said it right when you clicked it up.
I got, pre-med major, snowboard enthusiast, mocap for Matrix Online, now producer at CIG. Quite a wide variety. It's actually much more extensive than that. Worked as an editor-in-chief of a racing magazine, as a project manager at an advertising agency. Been teaching martial arts for about 20 some odd years, and I really did that move wrong just now. Damn it. Let's do this. Oops, I did that backwards. Damn it. I basically, my life philosophy is just, why not? Just do it. I know that sounds like, a Nike slogan, but I want to go through life not looking back saying, I wish I could have. And it's a perspective that's kind of been my guiding star. Every April I go whitewater rafting. Every summer I go rock climbing out in Joshua Tree, which is a huge high desert national park out here. Kayaking nearby. So I try to be as involved as possible. My dog is a certified therapy dog, so we used to bring her to the local children's hospital, visit the terminal ward. And doing that kind of philanthropy really changes your perspective, knowing that these unfortunate kids have a terminal disease where many of them won't grow to reach old age. So when you look at that and you see that, you kind of, it's a reaffirmation of life to try to do as many things as possible.
Yeah, I definitely prefer trying new things when possible. So my variety of different craft beers I've had is much more than the actual number of anyone.
You familiar with Dogfish Head?
I don't know if I've had it, but I know of it.
They're a California microbrewery, and they have a seasonal. I guess I forgot what they call it, like the historic line or something like that, where they go around looking for ancient formula of long lost alcohol beverages, and one of the ones they found was one of the oldest known forms of alcohol from the Honduras. Basically, they did chemical analysis of old resin bowls, and they were able to reproduce the formula. It's a wheat beer fermented with honey, cocoa nibs, chili powder, and a bunch of other stuff. And I can't remember what it is, but it almost comes out like a red beer, and it's incredibly tasty. And they only make it every April, but it is incredibly good.
That does sound good.
Behold the might of
Yikes.
Stormwind!
Yeah, remember what was wrong with this deck is there's too many spells.
So yeah, if you're ever looking for a good, at least California microbrew, Dogfish Head, they have one also called Midas Touch, and it's a beer fermented with, I guess, muscat grapes. Yeah, they make excellent stuff. And I'm not usually a big beer drinker. I get the whole Asian red face being part Japanese. I get it to like the nth extreme degree where my sinuses get stuffed up, I get a throbbing headache, my joints ache. So being inebriated is not an enjoyable experience for me. It's actually painful, and there's a very, very thin threshold where it goes from I'm having fun to I just want to put my head down under a pillow with a hammer. So it's unfortunate, and because of it, my body's conditioned itself to not like alcohol very much. every now and then I'll like really good whiskey, or I'm a good cognac or a brandy person, or a good red wine with a steak. But apart from that, it's like I have to sample my stuff very, very selectively.
Yeah. Probably the most interesting thing I've had recently was, have you had not your father's root beer?
No.
It tastes like root beer, but
Okay.
it's alcoholic, and
Ooh.
it has a finish of I use fancy beer words like finish now. Of kind of like cinnamon red hots. It's not really spicy,
Okay.
so it's really lousy with dinner, but it's really good with dessert.
Can you send me information on that? Like,
Yeah.
just send me a link to it. Yeah, that. My girlfriend I get to enjoy or alcohol vicariously through her, because she's an avid, I don't say avid, alcohol enthusiast. I don't want to make her sound like an alcoholic, but she's a big root beer and ginger beer fan, and so she would love to hear that, especially if it's an alcoholic root beer. Oh, that would definitely make her night.
Yeah. Second here, I'll send you a link to the. There we go. And I'll put it in the chat just so anybody else wants to try it.
Awesome. And as
I've-
far as favorite color, red. That's the color of my Blood Angels and Warhammer 40k.
Nice.
Red's always been my favorite color.
All right. Well,
If anybody, someone asked what was my DJ name again. I'll post a link to one. I've got one of my live sets somewhere on SoundCloud. I'll link it in the chat later or something, or post it on Twitter or something. It was from like 1997, 98, so you have to excuse the quality. This was back when beat matching was the actual skill. So, anyway, it's been
definitely
fun.
fun.
Thank you for a fun evening of Hearthstone. I actually expected Holy to get my rear end kicked in this.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think I won one, but oh well. It's all fun to me. And
Alrighty, Justin.
thanks for chatting with the chat room and being on the stream, and look forward to seeing you on the weekly reports and all that.
You got it. Anytime, man.
And I'll try to leave as many bad puns for you to wake up to as possible.
Awesome.
On Twitter.
I love it. I love it. All right, man.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
Bye.